Welcome to IQD Dinar News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. The primary message is that the specific content of articles, or whether they present positive or negative perspectives on a potential revaluation, is less important than the fact that discussions about the exchange rate are taking place at all. The key takeaway is the conversation itself, which indicates that the issue is real and under consideration. It reflects a broader recognition that the revaluation or adjustment of a currency's exchange rate is a genuine topic of interest and relevance, regardless of the stance taken by different sources. To expand on this, when people start discussing exchange rates in public forums, media outlets, or economic analyses, it serves as an acknowledgement that the subject is valid. Whether people argue for or against a particular change in the exchange rate doesn't detract from the fact that these discussions signify the reality of the issue at hand. This is often the case in financial and economic matters where debates may occur on both sides of an issue. For instance, when news outlets report on potential shifts in monetary policy or currency values, the mere fact that it's a topic of conversation suggests a level of importance or imminence. In any financial market, rumors, speculation, and news reports contribute significantly to shaping perceptions. Investors, traders, and even everyday citizens tend to look for signals that indicate whether significant changes are on the horizon. In this case, whether articles advocate for or against lifting an exchange rate becomes secondary to the fact that the possibility of change is being publicly acknowledged. The dialogue itself becomes a powerful indicator, offering insight into potential future actions. The importance of this recognition lies in the dynamics of how information spreads in financial systems. For any currency, especially one like the Iraqi dinar, which has been a focal point of speculation and interest, the fact that discussions about its exchange rate are taking place can be seen as a signal to observers that the subject is not just theoretical but has tangible implications. It's often in the midst of these discussions or when analysts, economists, and media outlets are weighing the pros and cons that a clearer picture emerges of what might happen next. When considering the possibility of a revaluation or adjustment to the exchange rate, the fact that both sides of the argument are being presented suggests that the matter is serious enough to warrant in-depth consideration. Even if there are voices arguing against lifting the exchange rate, their participation in the conversation confirms that it's an issue worthy of debate. Essentially, the discourse itself becomes evidence that the subject is not being ignored or dismissed but is actively being contemplated, analyzed, and debated by various stakeholders. In many cases, changes to a country's exchange rate involve complex factors, including economic growth, inflation rates, international trade, and political decisions. These factors are often weighed in public discussions, and even though different articles or reports may take opposing views, the common denominator is that the issue of the exchange rate is on the table. This visibility can serve to reinforce the idea that a change could be coming, even if there's no consensus on the timing or the exact nature of the change. For people who follow currency markets or have a vested interest in the Iraqi dinar, for example, it may be tempting to focus solely on articles that offer positive projections or predictions. However, the fact that there are also articles offering negative views or skepticism should not necessarily be seen as discouraging. Instead, it's the overall volume of discourse that matters. The more the exchange rate is discussed, the more it suggests that key decision makers are paying attention to it. From a psychological standpoint, This phenomenon is similar to how news and rumors affect stock markets. When a company is frequently mentioned in news reports, or whether for positive or negative reasons, its stock price is often influenced simply by the heightened attention. Investors may interpret this increased coverage as a sign that something significant is happening or is about to happen, even if the specific content of the reports varies. Similarly, when articles and discussions about the Iraqi dinar's exchange rate surface, it signals that the currency's future is a matter of serious consideration. Moreover, discussions about the lifting of an exchange rate often revolve around broader economic policies. When governments or central banks consider adjusting their currency's value, it is typically part of a larger strategy aimed at addressing economic challenges or achieving specific goals, such as controlling inflation, boosting exports, or stabilizing the economy. These goals are often the subject of debate, with experts weighing the potential benefits and drawbacks of a revaluation or devaluation. The fact that both positive and negative viewpoints are being expressed in various articles indicates that the exchange rate issue is being examined from multiple angles. This is common in economics, where different experts may interpret data or trends in different ways. Some might argue that lifting the exchange rate would strengthen the currency and provide more purchasing power for citizens, while others might contend that it could harm export competitiveness or lead to unintended economic consequences. However, what's important to keep in mind is that the existence of these debates means that the issue is not being ignored. In some cases, the mere presence of discussion can be a precursor to action. Policymakers often rely on public discourse as a way to gauge the potential impact of their decisions. If there is widespread interest and debate over a possible revaluation, it could indicate that policymakers are seriously considering it and may be laying the groundwork for a future change. For those who are closely monitoring the Iraqi dinar or any other currency that is the subject of revaluation speculation, understanding the significance of these discussions is key. It suggests that the currency is under the microscope, and that significant changes could be on the horizon. Even if the specific articles or reports present conflicting opinions, the overall trend of increased attention points to the fact that the issue is real and not merely a hypothetical scenario. This is why the paragraph emphasizes that it doesn't matter whether the articles are for or against lifting the exchange rate. What matters is that the conversation is happening at all. It reflects a level of seriousness and consideration that suggests the issue is real and being taken into account by those who have the power to make decisions. Whether the eventual outcome is in favor of or against a revaluation, the fact that the topic is being discussed indicates that it is a genuine possibility. In conclusion, the core message of the paragraph is that the very fact of public discussion about the exchange rate is what is important. Whether those discussions are positive or negative is secondary to the fact that the exchange rate issue is being taken seriously enough to warrant widespread attention. This attention serves as an indicator that the possibility of change is real, and that those with a vested interest in the currency should continue to monitor these discussions closely. The key takeaway is that the issue is not being ignored, and that the debate itself is a sign that action may be forthcoming. Thanks for tuning in to IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.